Hello, everything is good, I hope? Today will be the final of loading alpha brass for fire forming. The first part was a disaster, more on my part than the brass itself. I decided to trim, which forced me into more steps than necessary. I'm going to use this box 1 for load development, and box 2 I will prep the way I normally do for fire forming. I apologize for going off the deep end in part 1, and today I will strive to be more sane. All right, let's get to the bench. All right, so now I gotta trim. I've already started the operation on this, so some of these may be trimmed or not, but I gotta finish it because I gotta do it. So this is just box 1. I will not be trimming on box 2. So let's get her going. Get a measurement. Set her to 0. We should be around 1555 or 1556, 1555. You've seen me do this a lot before, so obviously I'm not going to make you sit through this. All right, 1554, that's fine. When these are fire formed and we get to the trimming, we'll be good to go. All right, so now we're just going to brush the necks out. Boy, these are rough. And also much smaller than they should be. Yeah, this is fire formed brass, so once they're formed, then we'll get back to normal. We'll do everything in the steps that's supposed to be. And like I say, I'm just going to do it the regular way that I do for new brass when I get on to box 2. Now, I do have a feeling that when I see bullets here, that graph is going to be all over the place, but that's to be expected. Okay, so now we're going to get on with priming, and I want to prime to 6 thousandths. So of course I'm going to be using the bracket. I don't know what I'm set at now. It should be close. We're going to find out though. Okay, well, I don't see us having to go up that much. Oh yeah, I reset this. Let me redo this one just to get it close. Okay, so we're going to leave that at 5.6. I forgot to put my loading blocks over here, sorry. All right. Well, if this thing ever came out the same twice. Five, 7. The hell? Five, 7. I know the anvils are tough. I have been getting discouraged with this CPS. I mean, it should be where I don't even have to measure every time. And I am pulling down hard. Okay. So I guess if we're gonna stay 55 to 60, that is good. Haven't hit 60 yet, but see, now we're back down to 48. $54, that's fine. But why am I having to do this twice? Maybe a little sharp shuffle is better. 54. Maybe with this brass. $56. Okay, maybe with this brass, I have to give it that nice sharp hard pull. Which, in the back of my mind, I'm almost scared to do that because I'm going to tell you, I broke this handle once. Greg said he couldn't believe it. Whatever, he replaced it, which is fine. Oh, we finally got a 61. Okay, so I see we need to give it that fast pull down. Fast hard pull down. 58. Okay, that is what I have written here. Touch the primer, then slam sharply. Ooh-wee. And I was going to try to be sane this video. So, of course, I'm not going to make you watch all of this. All right, we're in the swing of things. Let me show you one more, make sure. Yeah, we're good. That could have been a little deeper, but this here, again, let me remind you, this is just a fire form brass, so I am not going for accuracy, SD, ES, anything like that. Okay, here's what I've got now. I'm almost positive there's something wrong with my CPS. I don't know what, it's wearing it down. But after all the time I've had it, well over a year, maybe even 2 years, I don't know, I have discovered that CPS is way too dependent on your handle pull. How you pull your handle, fast, slow, hard, fast, what makes a huge difference. Now, you know, with the CPS bracket, this brass is down and it's not moving up. So it's the ram is too dependent on the handle. So what I do is I seat the primers and then I measure them. I'm not measuring them no more till after. I'm going to seat all the primers. Now, all these numbers you see, 54, 55, 56, put 2 zeros in front of them all. So this is 5.6 thousandths, 5.7 thousandths, or 57 ten thousandths or whatever. So this is how they sort it out after 100. In this bucket is under 50. So what I'm going to do from now on, and I know this involves sorting brass. Now, these you wouldn't really have to, but these, a few of these are like 0.0032. That's 2 thousandths off because of the dependency on how you pull that handle. And I don't care what type of muscle memory you have or whatever, there's no way you're going to be able to pull that handle 100 times the same exact way. So I've got to say, I can't wait till somebody invents something that is mechanically driven. Maybe I'll start working on that. Mechanically drives that handle the same way every time. But that's for another time. So I'm going to take these. Now, what's acceptable to me is like 6 thousandths, 3 thousandths on every side, okay? But I got to start at the highest one, which is 61. So I'm going to go 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see what I'm doing? All of these are going back in, and the way I have showed before, I can put them in the CPS without, loading a primer, in which the primer tube's empty now, and I just give them a nudge, and it'll bring it into something along here. So let me try that now and see how that works out. Okay, here's what I've discovered. That does not help. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because without using the primer pocket uniformer, my primer pockets are anywhere from 1.200 to the deepest one is 0.1230. Okay, the primer pocket uniformer, the deepest depth I get out of that, which is all the way it'll go, is 0.1226. So it looks like I'm going to have to go back to uniforming the primer pockets, but this alpha brass also has many that are too deep, that are deeper than 1226. So either I scrap brass that the primer pockets are too deep, or I'm adding in a few tenths of an inch that is just not going to go. So I'm back to the same problem I had with the Lapua brass. The primer pocket depths, some of them are too deep. Now, I could adjust my uniformer primer pocket depth deeper, but what that is going to do is on the shortest primers, when I measure that, I'm going to be seating it like 7 or 8 thousandths depth or whatever, and I'm taking off too much material. So this is a real conundrum here. So we're going to get back on this. We're going to touch base on this in a later video, but right now I'm just going to load them the way they are. For fire forming, I really don't give a crap anymore right now. I guess you just cannot get quality control. In the primers themselves, even on the ones that were short, I tried to get them deeper, pulling as hard as I possibly could, and I couldn't get them any deeper. Now what that's telling me is either that primer pocket or the Federal primers, the cups on them. I've never measured cups. Never thought I would have to. Maybe the cups themselves are taller and it's only letting the primer go so deep and that's it. So if that's the case, then cutting the primer pockets deeper will help. But even if I got them all to sit at exactly 6 thousandths under, those primers that are short, their anvils may not be seating all the way. But it looks like I'm going back to the primer pocket correction tool, and it was an experiment, and it doesn't look like it's going to work, but we're going to touch deeper on this later on down the road. Trust me, this is a problem, this is a conundrum, and I must solve it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be the end of this video. All that's left to do is load them in seat bullets, and you've seen me do that plenty of times. If you haven't, go to my homepage and look up all the videos I have on loading brass and seating brass. And this is going to be bugging me now forever. I got to figure out a solution to this. So thank you for bearing with me, and just, stay tuned. I'm going to solve this somehow, or get it as close as we possibly can. But the final run it has nothing to do with that CPS bracket. I think we're talking about the primer and the primer pocket depth, and it looks like I'm going to have to go back to uniforming. Oh well, I thought I could save a step. I did save a step, however, as I'm not using the flash hole deburr tool in there anymore. So that step is knocked out, because the flash holes, I got nothing bad to say about these flash holes. I even went inside them with my borescope. They're fine. They're great. I'm going to leave them alone. I can knock that step out. And I will upload the new loading steps that I have now. All right. Thank you. If you like this video, please smash the subscribe, like, and bell for all notifications. And you can hit this QO code there, or here, wherever I put it, And that'll take you to the website where there's a wealth of information.